Heavy metal, a genre known for its loud, aggressive sound, complex guitar solos, and powerful vocals, emerged in the late 1960s and early 1970s as a distinctive form of rock music. Its origins can be traced back to a confluence of various musical influences and cultural movements, which collectively created the fertile ground for the birth of heavy metal. Understanding how this genre came to be requires a look at the musical landscape of the time, the key bands and albums that shaped its sound, and the cultural context that influenced its development. The roots of heavy metal can be found in the blues-based rock music of the 1960s. Bands like the Rolling Stones, The Who, and Cream laid the groundwork for the sound that would evolve into heavy metal. These groups were known for their electric guitar riffs, blues-infused melodies, and a sense of rebellion that resonated with a generation disillusioned by societal norms. The blues served as a significant influence, providing a framework of emotional expression and instrumental complexity that would become hallmarks of heavy metal. One of the earliest bands to embrace the heavy sound was Led Zeppelin, whose self-titled debut album, in 1969, featured tracks that showcased powerful guitar riffs, dynamic shifts in tempo, and raw vocal performances. Songs like Dazed and Confused and Whole Lotta Love exemplified the heavy, aggressive style that would define the genre. Zeppelin's mix of blues, folk, and rock elements created a sound that was heavier and more intense than their predecessors, paving the way for the heavier bands that followed. Another critical influence was the band Black Sabbath, which is often credited with being the first true heavy metal band. Formed in Birmingham, England, in 1968, Black Sabbath distinguished themselves with their dark, brooding lyrics and ominous sound. Their self-titled debut album, released in 1970, featured the groundbreaking track Iron Man, characterized by its heavy guitar riffs and themes of impending doom. Black Sabbath's music was a direct response to the societal unrest of the time, reflecting the fears and anxieties of a generation grappling with the realities of war, violence, and existential dread. The term heavy metal itself was first popularized in the late 1960s and early 1970s, though its exact origins are somewhat murky. Some credit writer William S. Burroughs with coining the term in his 1962 novel, Nova Express, while others suggest it was used to describe the loud, aggressive music that was gaining popularity among youth at the time. Regardless of its origins, the term became associated with a specific sound and lifestyle, encapsulating the rebellious spirit of the music. As the 1970s progressed, the heavy metal genre began to diversify, leading to the emergence of several subgenres. Bands like Deep Purple and Uriah Heep contributed to the development of a more theatrical and intricate style, characterized by complex arrangements and virtuosic musicianship. Deep Purple's Machine Head, released in 1972, featured the iconic track Smoke on the Water, a song that remains one of the most recognizable riffs in rock history. This era also saw the rise of heavy metal's association with fantasy and mythology, influencing bands like Rainbow and Judas Priest, who began to incorporate these themes into their music and imagery. The advent of the 1980s marked a turning point for heavy metal, as it gained widespread popularity and commercial success. The emergence of bands like Iron Maiden, Motorhead, and Metallica helped to solidify heavy metal as a dominant force in the music industry. Iron Maiden's 1982 album, The Number of the Beast, showcased their signature dual guitar harmonies and intricate compositions, earning them a dedicated fan base and critical acclaim. Metallica, on the other hand, brought a raw intensity to the genre with their aggressive sound and intricate songwriting, exemplified in their groundbreaking album Master of Puppets in 1986. The heavy metal scene was not without its controversies, as the genre often faced criticism for its perceived excesses and controversial themes. Allegations of promoting violence, drug use, and Satanism were common, particularly in the wake of the infamous Satanic Panic of the 1980s. Despite the backlash, heavy metal continued to thrive, with festivals like Ozfest and the emergence of a global fan base solidifying its status as a cultural phenomenon. Throughout the years, heavy metal has continued to evolve, incorporating elements from various musical genres, including punk, thrash, and grunge. The 1990s saw the rise of subgenres like nu metal, characterized by its fusion of heavy metal and hip hop influences, with bands like Korn and Limp Bizkit gaining commercial success. As the genre evolved, it retained its core ethos of rebellion and self expression, appealing to new generations of fans while remaining true to its roots. The legacy of heavy metal is vast, influencing countless artists across multiple genres and leaving an indelible mark on popular culture. Its celebration of individuality, creativity, and nonconformity resonates with fans worldwide, making it one of the most enduring and influential genres in music history. Today, heavy metal continues to thrive, with new bands emerging and old legends touring, proving that the spirit of heavy metal is as alive as ever. In conclusion, the birth of heavy metal was a complex interplay of musical influences, cultural shifts, and artistic innovation. From its roots in blues and rock to its emergence as a distinct genre in the late 1960s and early 1970s, heavy metal has continually evolved while maintaining its core identity. The contributions of pioneering bands like Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, and Iron Maiden have shaped the landscape of music, creating a legacy that will endure for generations to come.